Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. This time I'm going to show you how to use IFTTT and a device like Carista to automatically log your vehicle mileage. And that starts now. This is something I've been looking at for a while, and it's kind of going a little bit out of the smart home deal, but not really, because it's leveraging several things you've already started probably getting experience with. IFTTT, which has got a host of possibilities and different integrations. You've seen me show that in other videos. And using a ODB device like this. Now, if you've got one like this, and this is just kind of a generic, it's an ELM 327, I'll tell you right now, don't really waste a whole lot of time because, I mean, yeah, I didn't pay much for this, but it just doesn't have the technology in it that the Dash program is going to need to have. So at the time I got this, which I've had this for about a week, Carista, this is going on the Carista's website for $20, and there's links to this in the show notes. Today, and I'm doing this video on Black Friday, this is actually on for $10. So if you're seeing this video as I'm doing it, folks, grab this now. At $10, it's a no-brainer. It does several things besides the mileage, because what I'm going to walk you through is taking IFTTT, linking it to Dash, and linking it to Google Drive, and the whole thing is going to amount to, it's going to create a spreadsheet, and it's going to log your mileage. So this will sense when the vehicle's turned on, it links through Bluetooth to your phone. So that means no extra airtime plan, because some of the devices have cellular built into them. Well, that's yet another bill for you, either from the device company or however you're going to have to get it on. But with the Carista device, and I'll credit the folks at Dash. We exchanged several emails trying to get this little thing to work, and it became very evident that it wasn't. And part of this is using Bluetooth Low Energy. So that's something else to be aware of, is making sure if the smartphone you've got is not reasonably new, it's going to need to have support for Bluetooth Low Energy, because that's what this has got in it, and that's how things are working. Because that's when I noticed my phone start to talk to this, is when it switched over to Bluetooth Low Energy. Now, nothing said that. Let's go ahead and let's go on to showing you the first part, and that's actually getting this up and running. Now we've got the Carista adapter installed and the engine's powered up. So let's go into Dash. And I bought a device, but it's connecting to it. Okay, now it's changed over to scanning for Bluetooth Low Energy. Now it found Carista. Okay, it had to change modes. Okay, it's initializing. Okay, obviously it takes a little bit more than a minute. Okay, it's reporting engine temp. Okay, so it's talking to everything. And it's showing RPM. Okay, well, obviously, it's going to work. So we will go into IFTTT, and we are going to tap in the search box, and we'll type Dash. Okay, I'll tell you when it... here we go. There is one for Dash mileage. Okay, well, let's go back and we will take Dash mileage to Google Drive, to a sheet on Google Drive. Okay, we'll turn on. Okay, we've got to first go into Dash. Okay, well, I thought tapping on it would let me do it, but okay, it's going to go into IFTTT, and okay, I'm going to sign in with email. Okay, oh, there we go. I had to shrink the screen back. And then sign in. IFTTT, and let's enlarge this a little bit so you can see that. Okay, vehicle states, we're going to say yes to save. And go down here to the bottom and say accept. Hit accept again. Okay, so alright, there, accept. And we'll choose an account. And create files, that's fine. Okay, applet's turned on. Okay, there, oh, log engine errors. There's quite a bit that can be, we'll turn that one on. Okay, that's on. We'll see which one actually gets logged first. Okay, so now we'll just get out of IFTTT and go back to Dash. Okay, well, you can kind of see that it's really, I mean, I edited out a lot of the weighting, but you can see what you saw was the first time I'd set this up, because I found sometimes in working with different devices, the second time through, even if I've deleted everything, you don't really see the true picture. So I'm using my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus and this. Now, here's the nice thing with having the Carista device. Now, yes, I'm leveraging IFTTT and it's automatically logging mileage. Well, for anybody who does any amount of charity work, or if you use your personal vehicle in business, you're going to have documentation. And let's face it, who likes to keep a handwritten log or try to find some other way to do it? This way, you've got this device automatically sensing. It turns on as soon as the ignition comes up, and it automatically logs things. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a delay at times, and they tell you up to an hour, but yeah, I've seen it usually within a few minutes. So now you're going to see the next piece is what's involved when you actually start using it. It does it without fanfare, but after you initially configure the device and turn it back on, your indication that it is working is you'll see tracking your trip at the bottom and disconnect device. So we hit tracking your trip. This is a screen you initially see, so you can see right now with the engine running. It's got, it says 180 degrees mileage, 180 degrees. Battery voltage is going okay. Now, it's showing a range slightly different than what the onboard computer of my vehicle does, but it's probably happened to learn that. And if we swipe to the right, then you can get into all the different variations. And right now it's showing the engine load, miles driven 4.6. Gives you some information. It doesn't really go into any histograms. And obviously I'm just starting to learn this, so this is what I'm figuring out as I go to this one. It's got some promises. It takes a little bit of time to connect, and I'm going to have to look in my Samsung smartphone to see if there's some way I can force it to go into Bluetooth Low Energy, because that's apparently how it's going to connect to the Carista device. So as you can see, it's really straightforward, and I was expecting problems, especially when I tried to use this little ODB clone, I'll call it, and I think it was just old enough that it didn't have some of the things that Carista app or the Dash app was looking for, and the Dash folks were great to work with, so you'll find them pretty responsive on email. So this really it'd be the best $20 you spent. Some of the added advantages is that you will be able to look if your engine throws the check engine light. Well, how many times have you gone to the dealership and they reset the code, pat you in the head? Oh, well, if it comes back in a couple of days, then we'll look at it. Well, this way you can look it up, and at least you're better informed. Now, let's go ahead and look at the spreadsheet it generates. Now, this is what it will build based on the permissions you've given it, and it will set everything up so you can see the date and time of when it started, the approximate address or street you were on, weather conditions, GPS coordinates, and where it logs things. And let's go over here and we'll scroll just a bit. We'll go all the way over here to the end. You will see in column T, that's the one to look at, because that's a blank field that I've started using, because when you go to enter this within the Dash app, it doesn't, the comment you put for that trip doesn't translate into this spreadsheet. And I think it's just because of how the things are saving, which is fine. I don't mind going into the spreadsheet, and that way I will go in and verify that it's recording things. Now, I did mention up front that it will, they tell you in IFTTT allow about an hour. I found usually in about 5 minutes or so that it's up there. Now, sometimes it could be longer depending on the strength of the signal that you've got for cellular to get that information out there. But it does show up, and you've also got the fallback from your phone. Now, you'll see one other link, and let me shift over here. One more thing. If you do happen to delete out the get back here. If you do happen to delete the information out of the Dash app, this link right here is actually the snippet of the Google map. So you can see a representation of what it thought of where you were at. So really, this is a very straightforward device, and especially if you're looking at a Christmas present for a family member, or you want a good indication of if the kids are taking the car somewhere, and this is a way to do that, because it will log out and give you some information that way. So I'm going to try to keep these videos short, sweet, to the point, and thank you everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. You'll notice in the show notes that I do have a link out there where I'll get you a sample copy from Volume 1. I'm working on Volume 2 right now, and that will be out probably early next year. I'm not going to try to force it to get it out by Christmas, but there's, I'd say probably, if not January, it'd be February getting it out, because there's information coming out in that, and I'm already starting to look for information in Volume 3, because there's a lot of good information that is coming out. And this is something, there is another device out there by a company called Automatic. I reached out to them several times, never heard back from them, so I went with Carista, because I didn't want to have yet another cellular device to have to keep the plan on. So I hope this has been of help to you. Would appreciate your subscribing to the channel. If it is, giving it a thumbs up. If you can also click on the bell notifications icon, that's supposed to get you, not in all cases, but supposed to get you a notification when I do come out with new videos. And that's something I'll also be doing when you sign up for my email list. I haven't got it started yet, but about once a week or so, I'll be sending you emails out saying, hey, here is what I've got to just put out. And if it's a special deal, like the Carista device, where I notice this is $10 as of Friday, Black Friday. So I don't know how long they're going to leave that up, but for $10, guys, it's a no-brainer. You need to get this. And I don't have an affiliate link on it, but still, it's that good, and I think it's worthwhile taking a look at. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you in the next video.